Hey everyone, welcome to GHT Time where we discuss all things General Hospital. So guys, don't forget to hit that bell notification so you'll know when we drop a new video. And I would say get your tea, get your snacks, put your feet up, and let's get ready to recap this very eventful episode. GH Daily Recap, Wednesday, February 4th, 2026. So, guys, this was a packed episode. We had Emma, Anna, there was Michael, Willow. So, everybody was kind of in this episode. So, let's see what our favorite characters were up to. Emma, Mac, Felicia get to France. The doctor came out to speak to them, told them that Anna was in a state. She's really paranoid and that they need to, make sure, be careful what they say to her because stuff is agitating her. So Mac and Felicia tells Emma, we're going to go in first before you see your grandmother. We want to see what state she's in, so give us a second. So Emma was like, okay. So Felicia and Mac go in. So Mac and Felicia go in to see Anna, and I'm telling you, this scene kind of got me. I felt so bad for Anna. She was just in a state, and she's just like, Faison is alive, and I've been going since October. So she kind of was running down her timeline to Mac and Felicia. I didn't like Mac and Felicia's response to this because they keep on acting like it's impossible for Faison to be alive. How is it impossible when Nathan and Britt is still walking around? That makes no sense. But anyway, they're looking at Anna and they're like, she's in a state and they can't believe that she's so messed up or whatever. So they go back out and talk to the doctor. Emma says she wants to go in to see her grandmother. So she goes in, Emma goes in, and Anna is really like upset because she's like, you shouldn't be here. They basically threaten Emma. And she was like, Faison is going to be coming after her. You need to leave, da da da. But Emma started crying because her grandmother is just really like out of control almost. Like they really messed with Anna's brain. And as Emma was leaving, the orderlies kind of had to detain her and put her, kind of get her subdued. Now, what I didn't like is this doctor, right? The doctor was like, Anna needs to stay in France, okay? And they're going to watch over her because her state is she's so agitated, she shouldn't be traveling, blah, blah, blah. Mag and Felicia are okay with this. I'm sorry, I would not be okay with this. She just told them that somebody kidnapped her, and now she's in France. So how do you know that this doctor is who she says she is? How do you know they're not trying to keep Anna out there and making sure bring her back to the States? That makes no sense that they would just leave her there, that they're okay with this. Obviously, something happened to Anna, and it's not so far-fetched that Faison might still be alive. So I don't like how they treated Anna in this. I'm hoping that Emma bucks the system a little bit and helps her grandmother out because I don't feel like Anna should be left up there without some kind of supervision or some kind of bodyguard. But I do hope that if she doesn't get her grandmother out, that she goes and lets Jason know. So maybe somebody can help Anna and they can figure this out because I don't like that they leaving her up in this France with these doctors that they don't know. Nina was giving Liesel the rundown on Willow taking care of Drew. So Drew, she was like, Liesel was kind of like she's sending him to a facility, and Nina was like, no, she said she's gonna take care of her husband. And Liesel doesn't think that's a good idea. She said their relationship was already kind of toxic and stuff like that. She kind of needs to let somebody help her take care of him or send him off somewhere. But we know Willow don't want him sent off anywhere because if Drew get any kind of talk or some kind of senses back where he can alert somebody what happened to him, she knows she's in trouble. So she got to watch over Drew and make sure that he doesn't say anything to anybody. So Lisa is telling Nina to step up as a mother and kind of tell Willow to this is not a good idea. But Nina doesn't want to step on Willow's toes, so she's kind of pushing back on Lisa and saying, no, I just got my daughter back, so I don't want to upset everything. So Nina's leaving it where it's at for now. So Josh is walking around Port Charles trying to find out about this book that Cullen had in his possession. So she told Laura that she found the book at the library and she was kind of asking some questions, just kind of filling in the blanks about the story with Anna. And Laura kind of told her that Faison was like obsessed with Anna and stuff like that. Liesel, she saw Liesel later at not Charlie's, I forgot the name of the place, but she saw Liesel later and she asked Liesel, what your ex wrote this book. So Lisa was like, I know. And, kind of was like, I know he wrote it for Anna and stuff like that. And she was asking Lisa about these special cigarettes that Faison used to smoke. And Lisa kind of just blew it off and was like, well, this person probably just had an obsession with Faison, and that's why they had those cigarettes. Maybe Josh could put two and two together and realize that they were kind of messing with Anna later on, but this is Josh doing her investigative work, kind of asking without directly asking. So we'll see where that leads. Nina and Nathan were catching up, and Nathan confided in Nina that he has feelings for Lulu. Said that, something happened on the night of the storm and stuff like that. And Nina kind of was encouraging him to go for it, because Lulu's an okay person in her eyes. And so Nathan was like, yeah, he thinks that's what he's going to do. He said Maxie had moved on, and he's grateful that Maxie had moved on. He didn't want her to be sitting around pining around for him. He wasn't here. I still think this is very sticky. I think that they need to talk to Maxie. I don't think that this is a good idea that they just start this relationship. But we'll see what happens with this. And it's also weird that Nathan has not going to see Maxie. It does not make any sense that he hasn't seen her. So we shall see what happens. On the other end, Lulu confided in her mother. She told Laura that, she has feelings for Nathan, but she feels kind of weird because this is Maxie's husband, and she doesn't feel right. Like, she feels like she's betraying Maxie by doing this. And I don't know if it's a betrayal. I think it's more of, it just seems a little sticky. I think if they can't tell Maxie, because obviously she's in a coma, but let's just say Maxie wasn't waking up, they can tell other folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it legitimately. Do it so that it's like, we understand this might be a little funny, but we do care for each other and we want to see where this is going. Don't be sneaking around. So she just say that much, and to her, she did say that, she would like to see where it's going to go, but she's just a little concerned about the Maxie element. So it's going to be very interesting when Kristen Storm wakes up, because I definitely want to see if she is going to feel some kind of way, or if they're going to be sneaking around, and instead of just letting Maxie and them know. So that's going to come shortly. Alexis and Rick call Willow and Michael in so that they can hash out some kind of custody agreement. Because on both ends, right, we know Willow's out there, but on both ends, technically, they should work out some type of agreement, right? Because there's no proof that Willow did this crime. Nobody wants to speak up. Kaya's not saying nothing. Alexis not saying anything. So technically, she should be able to see her kids. And Michael doesn't have any proof that she touched baby Daisy. So they're there trying to hash out some agreement. Willow was almost like, she's like, well, I don't want to do no agreement because I already know they're going to pick Michael up and then he's dating that prostitute. So Alexis kind of chopped that off from jump. She said, listen, the man bribed, they have that information, remember that was in Drew's safe, that he bribed the first judge, even though Drew didn't do that, they set him up. So she was like, what does that have to do with me? That Drew did that, but you live in a house with him, right? So you need to sit here and figure out some way. So once they happened, she got up, left the room, said she needed some time to think about this agreement thing. She goes and takes the key that Tracy used to get in her house and put it on Michael's key ring. Now, this is weird. I don't know what she thinks she's going to get with this. She's going to say, what, Michael went in the house and did what? I don't know. Like, her deviousness as far as setting Michael up I don't know. She don't have any skill with that. But we're gonna see what she does with this key. I feel like it's gonna backfire on her. I don't think that's gonna work. That she's gonna try to set Michael up with what? She could have did better. But that's what Willow did. She put the key on Michael's ring. Then she went back in, talked to Alexis and Michael and Rick, and said she would agree to Michael's terms. I think it's a 60-40 split for the kids. And then they would work out something later on, and then they left. Sonny and Jason was catching up. Jason came over to Sonny's to tell him exactly what's going on, to give him an update, what he found out from Britt. And what Jason was saying is that now we know who came after you. Cullen tried to have Sonny killed. He had his apartment messed up so that Michael got burned and stuff like that. Sidwell went after Kristina. Dalton got killed and they framing people. So Sonny's done. He's like, look, we need to make these people disappear. All right. So Jason's like, calm down a little bit, Sonny, calm down. Because he needs to get that medication for Britt. So he's asking Sonny, can you slow down a little bit? Let me see about how I'm going to get this medication so she'll be good. And then you could go after them. He's like, then they got to go. So Sonny didn't like the plan at first, but he said, okay, you know, I give it a few minutes. We're going to make sure that, you know, Britt is good, and we're going to make sure we get rid of these folks right after you get that, but hurry up. I still don't think Britt is sick. I think that Britt needs to go have another test with some independent doctor, because I feel like these people that infiltrated something in there and made her seem like she's sick. But we'll see what happens with that. But at the end of this, Sonny said he's gonna hold off, and he's gonna give Jason enough time to find that medication. But after that, all gloves are off. So guys, that was the end of the episode. If you haven't already, hit the bell notification, hit the like and subscribe, because it really helps the channel. And thank you for joining us at GHT Time, and I will see you again shortly. Bye.